When I went to go see Lincoln tonight, I went to a theater that I haven't been to in a couple years. A theater where I had seen lots of films growing up, including Batman Forever, Apollo 13, Independence Day. And I haven't been there in a while because I usually go to a newer theater that's not new, but is closer to my house. But I had a free ticket, and I really wanted the chance to go see Lincoln, which actually came out today. And they still show prints. It was such a treat to see this film on a print.
It's a tough beat, but somebody's got to do it.
It was so weird because, you get to see all the scratches and the cigarette burn that pops every once in a while that indicates that a new reel is being put on. And that was just so refreshing. I like the digital format, and I like that it's crisp and clean and perfect, but it's so nice to see something that's a period piece, something that is taking place in an older time, and to see it this way is so exciting. And I just was like, this is great. I'm so used to the other format that it's nice to go back. So I might return to the theater every once in a while to see a big Hollywood movie, because I don't think I've seen a big Hollywood movie like Lincoln, big epic, in a long time, where you get to see it in the old, awesome, traditional print format. That was so cool. If I didn't even like the movie or not, that was just wonderful experience, knowing that it was going to be real film running through a projector. So Lincoln is the brand new Steven Spielberg movie starring Daniel Day-Lewis and a lot of other people, which I hope to mention while I talk about this film. He's been making movies for over 40 years now. He tends to make movies definitely for a wider audience, especially when he's trying to be more fantastical with Jurassic Park and E.T. And I love those films, don't get me wrong. Those films ignited my passion as a small child to really love film, be excited about it. But the Steven Spielberg movies that I really remember and I really get excited about are the ones where he takes parts of history and he'll make a movie about them, whether it's about the Holocaust with Schindler's List or World War II with Empire of the Sun and Saving Private Ryan. I don't know if he's done a historical drama on a president before. I don't think he has. So this might be the first time he has taken on that task. And in my opinion, this is the best and greatest Steven Spielberg movie since Saving Private Ryan. It is a cinematic achievement in acting and directing, in storytelling and in screenwriting. This movie is gorgeous. Now, if there was any CGI in this film, there might have been, in the background, but I just did not see, because all the sets are right there. You feel like you can touch them. The movie's not in 3D, but we don't want this movie to be in 3D. No way. The costume design, it's there. Someone actually created it. People built the sets. There was no feeling of people sitting in front of a blue screen or a green screen. There was none of that. It felt like they actually built the whole set, and I believe they did, and they were in there dealing with the material that they had of that day. They give you a sense of this time. And what I liked about this movie is that it doesn't really span the whole life of the President, Abraham Lincoln. It gives you the last few months of his life. And spoiler alert, yes, the last few months of his life. So, but I know people are not going into this thinking, oh my gosh, is he going to live or die? Because we all know that he was assassinated. But what's so magical about this movie is that it gives you the opportunity to see the process of how they abolished slavery. And I know we learned about it in school, but when Steven Spielberg, a talented director, gets with a talented screenwriter, Tony Kushner, and music by John Williams, and editing by Michael Kahn, and cinematography, the same cinematographer he's been working since Schindler's List. I'm not going to say his name because I'll butcher it, but he's an Oscar-winning cinematographer, and the movie just looks gorgeous. Now, there's not a lot of action in this movie, so people who were looking for a Civil War movie with a lot of fighting and action, you're going to get a little bit of that in the beginning, and then the real action starts. And what I mean by action? Acting. Everybody does an exceptional work, from Sally Field, who I believe gives an Oscar-worthy performance, and Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones is amazing in this film. He definitely deserves an Oscar nomination. There's just great acting. You'll see people, but hopefully you'll, like me, you will see these people that you recognize, like James Spader and John Hawkes and Bruce McGill, Tim Blake Nelson, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, you'll definitely recognize the people that are in this movie, but hopefully you forget because their performances are so good. If they could give like an ensemble piece of acting, an Oscar or something, at least get recognized, this movie would at least be nominated. This is a film that's going to garnish a lot of Oscar nominations, from the production design to the editing to the screenplay to the directing to the score. Now the score is not your typical John Williams score, in my opinion. It doesn't really throw it in your face, and I don't mind being thrown in the face with a John Williams score because it's always something magical and interesting to listen to. But this time it's very subtle. It's just right under the surface. You know, it's there, but it doesn't it's not in your face because you get a chance to really hear the dialogue, and this is a dialogue-driven film. Daniel Day-Lewis is Abraham Lincoln, and Abraham Lincoln is Daniel Day-Lewis. He gives an exceptional performance. I will not be surprised if he doesn't win the Oscar. It's just amazing. I mean, it's incredible to look at. And I forget that I'm looking at Daniel Day-Lewis. I am seeing the President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. There are moments in this movie where dialogue is spat out for long periods of time before there's a cut. Usually in the case where Daniel Day-Lewis is actually speaking and telling a story. And he does this a couple of times. And I love that some of the supporting cast recognizes and I'm tired of hearing your stories. But the stories are interesting to listen to, and they're exciting. I never wanted the camera, I just love those moments where the camera just slowly is moving up. And as he's talking and spitting out dialogue and words after words and monologue and monologue. And it's so fascinating to know that he actually had to learn all of that. He is a true actor. This movie is exceptional and one of the best films of the year. I absolutely love this film. Steven Spielberg is an amazing filmmaker. In my opinion, he's the greatest living director and one of the greatest directors of all time. I'm going to give Lincoln 4 stars. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Twitter and Facebook. And please go to WeLiveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Live Film. And also go to WhoYouTube.com.